Hey everybody, it's Katrina and I hope you all are doing well. So today I'm finally here with the long-awaited period underwear review video for you all. So in this video, I'll be talking about my experience with both Thinx and Knix underwears. So I hope you all find this video enjoyable or helpful, and let's get into the background of why I even started using period underwear. So when I first started learning about low-waist living and sustainable lifestyles and swaps a couple years ago, my period routine was always an area that I wanted to tackle, especially when I found out the mind-boggling number that the average menstruating person uses about 11,000 disposable tampons/pads in their lifetime. That just blew my mind, and I really wanted to be able to move towards a less wasteful alternative, but the most common one that I would always hear about was the menstrual cup. And to be honest, as someone who has never successfully used a tampon, using a menstrual cup just seemed way too terrifying and intimidating to me. And so when I learned more about period underwear, it just seemed like the more comfortable and natural alternative for me. So I was really interested in trying that out. So I researched a bunch of brands and finally reached out to both Thinx and Knix to ask if they were willing to send me a few of their products to try. And I'm just so happy to be able to share two really great brands with you all, from their values to their products. I really don't think you can go wrong with either Thinx or Knix. So I'm just gonna say right off the bat that I love them both, I use them both, and I've exclusively used period underwear for the past 3 cycles, and it has been the most comfortable period experiences that I've had in my life so far. So I just want to share my experience with you all, talk about how I care for my underwear, and answer all the questions that you all left for me. So I did want to just talk a little bit about the brands, what I've researched about them, what I love about them, what they stand for. And as I was compiling all my notes, I realized this is going to take a huge chunk of time. So in order to save time, because I know this video is going to be long already, I'm just going to type a bunch of text and then put it on the screen. If you would like to pause the video to read more about the brands, you can. But if you're more interested in just how the products work, you can just continue watching. So first I want to share a little bit about Thinx. And now here's a little bit about Knix. So now let's get into the questions you all had. The first and most frequently asked question was, how does period underwear work? And in both Thinx and Knix, it's pretty similar. But essentially, both underwears have multiple layer gussets, which is that bottom part that you leak onto. So there is a moisture wicking layer that helps keep everything dry. There's an odor layer that helps keep that smell locked in so you don't have that, smell that you usually would with disposable pads. And then there's a leak-proof layer so that nothing is going through. Now, of course, the amount of liquid that can be held in each of the underwears differs depending on the absorbency. So there's lower absorbencies to super high absorbencies. So this one is at the super absorbency level, and it should absorb approximately 8 teaspoons or 40 milliliters. So let's test it out. I have a syringe of water here. I don't know how big this is. This is my wisdom teeth syringe, and I'm just gonna drop it. I've never done this before, so let's see. Let's hope it works. Okay, if you see, you can kind of see where it got wet, right? But this is the back of it. I honestly don't really think that I leak that much, but the back is dry. All dry, wow. So let me try that one more time with a different absorbency one. So this is the Thinx Sport, and this one's moderate absorbency. So you can tell it's a much thinner gusset. But let's try again with the same amount of water, which is a syringe full. Now I have a feeling that this is going to be too much water, but let's check it out. Whoa, interesting. Do you see the water just sitting on top? Funky. Okay, so the water is all in now. You see it? Now let's check out the bottom. Okay. So the bottom is dry, but I do feel wetness in the edges. Let's do a little toilet paper test. So I'm going to just put some paper on the bottom. So you see, there's wetness along the lines, but not along the actual gusset part. update, it's leaking a little bit more. How much liquid is in this syringe? So hopefully that gave you all a better idea of how the underwear works. And the next question that many of you asked was, how often do you change them? And I think this really just depends on your flow and what you feel comfortable with. Just like the amount of times we change our pads or tampons depends on our flow and what we feel comfortable with, I think it's the same thing for these underwears. If you're someone with a light flow like me, I've gone my first 2 cycles with them, just changing it once a day like my regular underwears. But the last cycle, I decided to just switch things up, so I would wear 2 underwears per day. And honestly, both ways felt fine to me. It didn't really feel much different, but I have seen review videos where people with very heavy flows, they change their underwears maybe 3 to 4 times a day. So it really just depends on you, the absorbency, and what you feel comfortable with. So the next question that I got was, how do you wash / take care of them? And it's very easy, but you're just gonna have to get a little bit more personal with your period. So if you're not used to that or comfortable with that, it might take a little bit of adjusting. But for me, this is what I do. So each time I take off my underwear, I rinse it in the sink with cold water. So I'm just rinsing it, and this is actual footage of me rinsing my underwear after I wore it. I don't know if it's because it already dried up or I just don't have that much. I didn't see like bloody water, it wasn't gushing out. It felt really normal, just like hand washing anything else. And I would wring it lightly and then put it on a hanger and hang it in the shower to dry. Once it's dry, I put it into a mesh laundry bag. Knix orders actually come with a little mesh laundry bag, so I just throw it in there and then save it for the weekend, let the rest of my period underwear accumulate, and I just toss it in with the rest of my laundry. Now the important thing is you have to wash it in cold water. So that's easy for me because I typically wash my clothes in cold water. So I just toss it in there, and then once it's done washing, I take the bag out. So you're not putting these into the dryer. You just let these lay flat to dry, and that's it. So this is the mesh laundry bag that comes with Knix orders, and then this is just like a regular one. I think it's from Daiso, so you can use anything. It's just to keep everything together so that you can quickly grab it out after you're done washing. But if you don't have one, I think it's fine to just throw it with the rest of your laundry, or if you just want to hand wash it completely, you can do that too. So it's really whatever you feel comfortable with. This is just how I clean my underwear. So the next question is, does it feel like a pad? I think that if you are someone who typically wears a pad, this is gonna be such an upgrade in terms of comfort. It is smooth and just comfortable. It's not that crunchy, like sharp, plasticky feeling like a pad. But if you are getting a higher absorbency one, like the super absorbencies in both Thinx and Knix, you are gonna feel that puffiness. So if you haven't worn a pad in a while, you might feel that it's pretty bulky, but I don't think it's uncomfortable by any means. I honestly love it. I feel like it's such an upgrade. The next question is, what is the underwear made out of? So it really depends on the different underwear style because the main body is different, but I'll just put some of the different styles that I have and their materials on the screen here. So the next question is, have you experienced leaking or staining? And I'm so happy that I have not leaked since I've used these, but it's honestly been a long time since I've leaked because my periods nowadays are just lighter than before. So I haven't leaked and I haven't stained, and I'm not sure if you mean like have I stained on something or has the underwear stained or does it stain my other clothes, but no. So I forgot to say this in the laundry question, but you don't have to be scared of the underwear staining the other clothes in your laundry. I don't know how, but that doesn't happen, and when it comes out, it's clean, it's fresh, the gusset is clear, and everything is good to go. So I don't know what happens to the blood, but it is magic. So the next question is whether it has a visible panty line. So I honestly don't know, but I'm going to try on some pants. I'm gonna do white jeans and some workout leggings. I can't tell, but you all be the judge. This is what it looks like. This is that same pair of high-waisted ones with my workout leggings. And this is what it looks like with white jeans. So can you see anything? And this is the French cut with the workout pants. If you are anti-panty line in general, there are thong options too. I haven't tried them because I'm not a thong person, but I heard that they're very comfortable if that's your jam. So the last question you all had was, is it worth it and what would you rate it? I would honestly say I rate it a 10 out of 10, and I think it is so worth it. At first, I feel like I wanted it because I didn't want to waste any more disposable pads, but honestly, it is just so much more comfortable and easy, and I've never felt so free and sexy and comfy during my period before. And I truly feel like these are just a game changer. I think periods suck enough as they are, and anything we can do to make them more empowering, more free, more comfortable, we should do. And so if you have been thinking about it, I would say just try it. It may be for you, it may not be for you, but I think it is definitely worth trying out and just seeing how you feel with them. So before I go, I just want to share some discounts with you all. So if you want to buy Knix undies, you can get 15% off with my code KStacie. And if you're looking for Thinx underwear, you can get $10 off if you buy through my Thinx leader link, which is in the description box. And Thinx is actually having their biggest sale of the year, which is why I wanted to make this video right now. So all of their underwear across all their different lines, from Thinx to Thinx Between, which is for teens, to Speaks, which is for bladder leaks, everything is 30% off, and you can get an additional $10 off if you click with my link. And the sale ends on Thursday, May 27th. So grab yourself a pair of panties if this is something you want to try, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can leave them down below or you can message me privately. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you soon.